I was on MSNBC yesterday, and they asked me about Donald Trump, and I know Donald for 30 years. And they asked me if I thought he was a racist. I said he's not a racist. And what I should have elaborated is, the Donald I know, I've never heard him say a racist thing. To me, he has employees of all stripes. They all like him. But he has said things that appeal to the racist element. I should have said that.
Yeah.
The Donald Trump I know is not a racist. What do you think he is?
Let me flip it if I can. This is your show, but I want to ask you, what do you think, Larry, and forgive me for flipping it so fast, but what do you think then accounts for these things coming out of the mouth of a guy you've known for 30 years?
I think he's in a runaway campaign where he finds himself ahead, maybe surprisingly, and he's saying things that will appeal to them. I mean, I can't get into his skin.
But what does that say about the man if he does things that he finds expedient, which are an anathema to who you say he really is?
Correct. I can only say, since I personally like him, and I don't like a lot of things that are happening, other politicians have done it not quite to this extreme.
See,
Mitt Romney played to the right when he was in fact part of the center. So why did he, they all do that? You know, but he's gone. What's your thoughts? What a guess.
Let me answer this way. First of all, thank you for answering that, because I just want to get your take on it. I'm constantly talking to friends of Trump, trying to make sense of this, because it doesn't make sense to me. And what I said on Bill O'Reilly's program last week that got him all, set him afire, was that, that the Donald Trump that you all know, pardon my English, ain't the Donald Trump that we see every day. So will the real Donald Trump please stand up? Because you can't vote for somebody who you're telling me is one way, but he's appealing to a slice of the electorate by running a segregated campaign, if you will, which is to say he's only trying to appeal to a certain segment of the society. And he's a different character. So I don't really know who we're talking about here. What I know, and all I know, is what I hear come out of your mouth. I don't mean to proselytize, but there's a Bible verse that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So if it's in your heart, at some point, it's going to come out. And again, fundamentally, I live my life as, I've known you for years. I'm honored to be your friend. You live your life, Larry, by a certain set of immutable principles, as do I. So yes, we all make mistakes. One of the lessons in this book is that some of us, the S-O-M-E, is not the sum of us, the S-U-M. So a piece of us is not the whole of us. So we do make mistakes. And I don't want to be judged by the S-O-M-E, judge me by the S-U-M. But I want to believe that given who my mom and daddy raised me to be and the character that I have, that there are certain things that just aren't going to come out of my mouth, and certainly not repeatedly. And that's what Donald Trump keeps doing.
Yeah, you were with Donald when the Friars honored me.
We sat right next to each other.
Did you get along with him?
I've always got. He's always
fun.
He's a fun guy. He's never done anything to me personally. But again, this is a campaign for the White House. It's about the political, not the personal.
What happened? I saw you yesterday being interviewed, and you were tearing into something happened between O'Reilly and Trump, where O'Reilly asked him about black education, and what was that all about?
I said the same thing. I mean, it was what I said days ago, and I stand by this, that Donald Trump is a racial arsonist, as you mentioned earlier. And when Bill O'Reilly made those kinds of despicable comments about black men and about black boys, I called him a race baiter. So Trump is a racial arsonist. O'Reilly is a race baiter. And that pains me to say, because I've known Bill for a lot of years as well. So I'm on Bill's show last week. He's trying to tell me that ain't the Donald I know ain't the Donald you know. Well, the Bill that I know ain't the Bill I saw on TV this week.
So is Bill playing a character?
Well, I think there's so much money being made. The ratings are so high, as you know, off of this, that people are saying anything and everything, but it's not being our authentic selves.